was a recent report that you at least did your part to try to recruit some help. How long did it take for you to get comfortable in that role as someone who might have to pick up the phone? It's not just about hoops, but you might have to pick up the phone and have some of those combos.
Yeah, I mean it's natural. We're talking basketball um, to other basketball players or whatever it is. All that stuff happens natural. I don't know where that report came from. I never told anybody that. Oh, I talked to XYZ. I wouldn't say that report was all the way true either, but definitely. I mean, I'm all about the Pistons. I want the Pistons to be at the highest level possible, and if there's somebody that is available or wants to play for the Pistons, that I can see that happening, and I feel like it's a good fit. It's easy to talk to them about that if as long as like, I don't get into all the what is it called tinkering and all. I don't know what it's called messing with other players. I kind of just let our staff do their job. I think other players know the type of game that I want to play, know the type of game that the Pistons play, and the guys that want to be a part of that will be a part of that.
All right, man. We got Cade Cunningham. Okay. He has did an interview and talked about the recruiting rumor about him recruiting people, and he said that it's not 100% entirely true that Cade Cunningham himself were recruiting people, but he did admit that he did talk to some people about joining the Detroit Pistons. Remember, it was an article that said, "Well, Cade need to get with the new." I did it on 2 videos, where Cade, or one video was Cade needs to get to the modern age thing and recruit people. And then I did a video where it came out that they leaked that he did recruit people. So he said he don't know where that information completely came from. He hasn't told nobody completely. Obviously, when you recruit, when you add people, when you talk to people about joining the Pistons or talk to 2 or 3 people, they're gonna probably leak it somewhere. You can't trust nobody in general with information. But check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'm with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose didn't believe in recruiting people. I'm of that belief. I'm a belief with Derrick Rose. He ain't really believe in recruiting people. And to me, that shit weak. Either you want to come up now. If you're thinking about coming over here, you got some questions to ask, so be it. But that's why sports is soft now. Everybody friends. Some people blame it on, the AAU and everybody knowing each other. And that's one of the intriguing things about the Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green is that they actually have one of the last few rivalries you really see. I mean, I remember it was a video of James Harden slapping or dapping up Bradley Beal's wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what type of shit is that? Even if y'all had, you had something in the past, let's y'all hang out together, but shit was weird, shit, I want to kill that motherfucker right then. I ain't know my bitch, But you don't have rivalries no more, bro. You don't have them no more. Something like that would have happened, remember when, KG allegedly said that Lala tastes like Cheerios? We don't have those rivalries no more in sports. Everybody buddy. And one thing I kind of really noticed about men, these young guys today, these young males today, they don't even know what disrespect is. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know what disrespect is no more. They don't even know when you dissing them or when they're being disrespectful to somebody or they're getting disrespected, and it's scary. That is one scary thing, man. But yeah, I don't like the recruiting shit, man. I want to see y'all. Look here, if you think about sliding over here, or you get traded over here, yeah, let's have this conversation. Let's chop it up. Tell me something good in my UGK voice, and But me going out and getting people to play with me, like, nah, bruh. Like if I know you on some brother, but like I know that shit weak. That shit LeBron kind of really started with recruiting people, and then Steph be recruiting people. That shit just weak as hell, dog. And they just don't compete. There is no vitriol on the floor no more, bro. And part of that's because David Stern, took out the fighting and all that. My mom was just saying that the other day. She was like, I don't know why they took out the fighting. That was the best part. Everything for them is commercially friendly. They want to have as many advertisers as possible. And that's just one of the ways that money fuck up the sport. You know, it's funny how these advertisers are always, you know, kind of, you know, delineating, they're separating themselves from somebody that's controversial or something like that. But people just say shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers back at shopping at Target really never stop. You know what I'm saying? People had these temporary, you know, hardcore stands, you know, but get out of here, man. If they really care, you know, Mississippi would have clean water. Flint would have clean water. You know, they might really care. People move on and forget. So, but in general, the NBA, it's just when that, you know, they protected Michael by taking the fights out and the flagrant fouls out. And, you know, that was just the beginning of it. No hand checking. Every time a defensive team won a championship or a defensive era, like when the Spurs, the Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, the going to work Pistons, the Spurs, the New Jersey Nets team was really good defensive teams too. They didn't win the championship. They changed the rules every era to make it where the offense can score. That's why people look at the basketball back in the day. Well, they weren't playing no defense. Yeah, it's playing defense, bro. They just don't understand basketball. Today, they play zero defense, but you can't. You're not allowed to play defense. NFL doing the same thing. One of the hardest jobs, and I understand why people say, I feel like the quarterback is the hardest job in sports, but other than hitting the baseball, and I understand why people say playing corner is the hardest job because you can't touch nobody for 5 yards. You can't press them for 5 yards. Or you only can press them 5 yards, you got to let the receiver go. Back when Jerry Rice played, you can press the receiver all up the field. It was a receiver job to get the release. I didn't have to release them after 5 yards. That's why when they compare eras about who greater, bro, this era was so easy to play in. It's a pickup basketball. There's no physicality. You can't bump nobody. You can't get physical. You know, you barely can block a shot. And that's why it just has no juice to it. Back when we used to watch in the 90s, Miami and New York go at it. That was one of the heated rivalries. You know, the Bulls and Pistons and the Bird and Magic. You know, there was real blood in these rivalries, and the shit gone. You couldn't even have a rivalry week in the NBA. It'll just be based historically. It'll be based on Boston and LA. And it'll be, what the Heat, the Knicks were 20 years ago. They saw the sport is soft, bro. The sport is soft as hell, man. But hey, it is what it is, or it is what it ain't. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Hit the link in the description and say find me over at X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, the whole 9 piece.
So this is really good right here. Absolutely. Let's go. I'm going to get out there and let you take a look. I think it's interesting that certain guys get criticized for this, but not everybody does. When nobody should get criticized for this because this is common practice. GMs, when they're building their unit, they build it around a specific player, i.e. Cade Cunningham. And while they're building their unit around him, they consult with him. Hey, Cade, how do you feel about Kyrie Irving? Hey, Cade, how do you feel about Kawhi Leonard? Hey, how do you feel about this guy? How do you feel about that guy? And we sit down and we talk about it. And even Cade may come to them like, yo, how you feel about us getting Kevin Durant? Do you think that works? That's very common with organizations, with their franchise player, asking for players. And not just specifically asking for players, working with the GM to get these players. As opposed to just sitting back and just letting the GM handle everything. I don't understand why this even gets criticized when this is more common practice than you guys know.